everybody, welcome to 15.4. Let's talk about anxiety. Anxiety disorders is a persistent fear and anxiety that causes a disturbance in a behavior. Anxiety is more common in women than men, and it is also often comorbid with another mental health issue. Specific phobias. Phobia A is it just means fear. You're fearful of something. I've listed some phobias right here for you. There are many phobias though. Anyways, I'm not going to try to butcher these names. Y'all can do that on your own. I got arachnophobia and claustrophobia and xenophobia. The only reason I got this is because they say it on the news all the time. But fear of heights, fear of spiders, fear of enclosed spaces, and fear of strangers. We have talked about agoraphobia, the fear of open spaces, and it is listed separately in the DSM due to its extreme nature. I apologize that the bottom half of the last sentence is kind of cut off, but I can't move my face. How did we get these fears? There are three major pathways to learning. Classical conditioning. If you were bit by a dog as a child, more than likely you're going to be scared of dogs as an adult because you remember the fear. You remember the pain. Vicarious learning. As a child, you see that your mom is scared of roller coasters, and so you just kind of adapt to that and you take on that fear as well. Verbal transmission is when your friends or family keep telling you over and over again how mean spiders are. And so you develop a fear of spiders even though you've never come in contact with a mean spider. A good question that the book asks is, why are we fearful of non-harmful things such as spiders and roller coasters, but we are not fearful of weapons or motorcycles? My cousin just the other day went and bought a motorcycle. Wow. That's scary, man. You could potentially die. We go out and we get licensed to carry a gun. We take classes to learn how to shoot. And safety classes. We take classes to learn how to drive a motorcycle. That stuff is scary. That could actually harm you. But you show a grown man on a motorcycle a spider and he squeals like a girl. It's predispositioned why we are fearful though. They have done some studies on our ancestors were scared. They were scared of thunder and lightning because it did cause havoc. It did create a chaos amongst them. And so it's just been passed down. Next, social anxiety disorder. There is the definition. It's characterized by extreme and persistent fear, anxiety, and avoidance of social situations in which the person can potentially be evaluated negatively by others. This is from the APA. So social anxiety is anytime you have to be around people. Usually people that have this social anxiety, they practice what's called safety acts. And they avoid making eye contact, because usually if you don't make eye contact, people won't talk to you. They rehearse what they're going to say. And they tend to keep to themselves. Now, I used to teach adults on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum, and we did these safety acts before we went anywhere. We would be in the car and I had to introduce them to open places because they have social anxiety. And so I would teach them what to say. If somebody asks you how you're doing, what do you say back? I say, I'm fine. Okay? You have to have a follow-up question. And so we would rehearse this over and over and over before we went out in public. And so these are safety acts to just make sure that somebody doesn't make fun of you. People that were abused, that were made fun of as a child, definitely have or not definitely, but are more than likely to have social anxieties as an adult. They are also more likely to have substance abuse, social anxiety, and alcohol abuse are comorbid sometimes. Next, panic attacks. Panic attacks is defined as a period of extreme fear or discomfort that develops abruptly and reaches a peak within 10 minutes. So many people think they're having a heart attack because these are you can't see where it's pointed to the stomach because of my face, but we'll get to that in a minute. You have feelings of dizzy, unsteady, lightheadedness, shortness of breath, chest pains, heart palpitations. What my face is covering, this arrow is pointing at your stomach or at this guy's stomach, and he has nausea and abdominal distress. So it's really understood why they think they're having a heart attack. There are no known causes of panic attacks, but people think that it might be because there's two. It's a conditioned response. So if you start to have shortness of breath, and as a child you had asthma or you had an asthma attack, your body then goes into panic, and then you have a panic attack. It also could be cognitive. When people have catastrophic thoughts about their body. The example in our book said something about when people are working out and their heart starts to beat really fast and their body's not used to that. And they're like, oh my gosh, I'm dying. And then they have a panic attack. I think that covers panic attacks. We're going to go to general anxiety disorder. A relatively continuous state of excessive, uncontrollable, and pointless worry and apprehension. 5.7% of the U.S. population suffers from this. Women are 2 times more likely to have this. It's highly comorbid with other mood disorders. Genetics don't play a big role in this. They have tested that. However, what does show the most population that does have this type of disorder is children that were mistreated. They grow up and have this generalized anxiety disorder. And that covers anxiety disorders. I'll see y'all in a minute for whatever else we're on. I guess it's 5.5. Bye, guys.